Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing NBA 2K19 on the GeForce GTX 1060, 3GB. I'll be doing 1080p, 1440p and 4K. To skip down at those sections of the video, check the timestamps down in the description. So first of all, on 1080p, I'm using the maximum settings with 4 times anti-aliasing, and that's more than enough to be over 60 frames per second pretty much all the time while playing the game. I'm not taking into account any of the cinematics or camera changes or anything like that. Then I switched to 1440p. In order to maintain 60 frames per second, I just had to lower the anti-aliasing option from 4 to 1 compared to 1080p. With the rest of the game maxed out, it was over 60 without a problem. And finally at 4K, I overclocked the GTX 1060. I managed to get the core clock to 2025 MHz, and I added 400 MHz to the VRAM. So that should allow us to get a good boost in performance. And on the settings, I lowered the shader and shadow detail level from ultra to high in order to get a decent FPS boost. At 4K, we stay over 60 frames per second most of the time, while playing the game of course. Different camera angles, close-ups, all that kind of stuff. Those usually drop below 60, but in most of those cases you're not actually playing the game. After all that, I just show you the G4560 on 1080p with the same settings as on the i3 8100, so you can see how a 2-core 4-thread CPU can handle this game. Across all my videos testing NBA 2K19, I'll be targeting 60 frames per second, and if that's difficult, I'll just target 50 to 60 pretty much. That's because even the consoles are targeting 60 frames per second, so that's good as a baseline in my opinion. The game feels very responsive, and it's not that difficult to achieve, even on a 4-year-old GTX 750 Ti. And in the options menu, the options that gave me the biggest boost in performance, first of all, were shader and shadow detail level. By just lowering those from ultra to high, you usually get a big boost in performance. Then volumetric lighting and ambient occlusion are also a decent boost. And if you want to boost in performance in close-ups to players and all that kind of stuff, just disable depth of field and motion blur. Those options are used quite a bit in close-ups. And then if that's not enough, lower the other options I didn't mention, like player detail level, crowd and media people detail level. Those usually come in handy when you already lowered all the other options. But if you put the player, crowd and media people detail level to the minimum, it's like the players are just playing by themselves. There's no people around, which I find it quite hilarious. Another texture quality, if you have a 3 gigs of VRAM video card or more, use textures on high. If you have 2 gigs, use medium. There's a massive visual difference between high and medium in this case. And in some cases I recommend lowering the shader and shadow detail level to high or medium, and crank up the anti-aliasing option, because if you don't use anti-aliasing at least on 2 times, the edges can look very blurry. The temporal anti-aliasing solution is kinda bad in my opinion. There's a lot of movement on screen. So yeah, those are overall my recommendations. This game wasn't that CPU intensive, but a 2-core 4-thread G4560, in some cases when using a GTX 1060, when getting close to 70 to 80 frames per second, the CPU can be maxed out. Still enough to play the game, but be aware of that. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Not to be. Good play defensively. Hood against Durant. Outside Hood. He kicks it to Sexton. From past the arc. Cleveland gets it back. Love. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Terrific effort by Love. I mean, he's been showing us this since high school. I mean, the combination of rebounding and scoring ability.
Durant against Hood. Green with a screen for Curry. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Chris, you've played in so many big moments, pressure-filled moments. When you look around the league, who are the guys, if you were coaching on their team, who are the guys you'd want to take the last shot? And I'm going to exclude yourself, because I know you'd like that last shot. But give me some guys who you could see doing it if you played with them.
Let's just go through the history. Let's go to KD and him coming down on that left side in the finals, shooting a 3, walk-in dribble, shooting a tough 3. And he's done that in 2 big games in the last few seasons. So let's go with KD. How about Steph?
Yes.
Let's go with his teammate Steph Curry. From anywhere on the floor, hit you with big 3s or layups. Okay, let's go to Harden out there in Houston. We know what he can do late in the game. And then if I just like a running one-hander to my left side while looking left and shooting right with the floater off the top of the glass, I'm going to that man, LeBron James. last second. We got some great players in this league. It's great to be a fan, Kevin. There's some good basketball going on. Man.
It is. We're lucky, huh?
Yeah.
And so here's Cleveland after the missed three from Stephen Curry. Osman kicks to Love. Back to Osman. Over Livingston. And it's Osman missing. The Warriors lead it. 1:32 left to play in the first. No coverage that time. For a very long time.
You have to have those wily vets. I know young guys get up and down athleticism, but the vets, they just know how to play, especially when you have one of those experienced guys coming off the bench. He could be very key to making a run and also changing the course of the game.
And guys look for ways to kind of get up for a game, don't they? They like the individual rivalries they see.
Yeah, they love it. You get a chance to look down there and see another guy you've been going against each other for years. It's you versus him in somewhat of a game within the game.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. On the perimeter, Smith and Hood. And it's Sexton in at the 1. Smith kicks to Sexton. Shoots over Curry. The shot by Sexton, no good. Smith against Thompson. Over Smith. The shot by Thompson, no good. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Smith against Thompson. Smith left side. To the inside. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Smith.
Refining his skill set inside. You see the work Thompson's putting into his game.
And Thompson kicks to Green. Here's the screen. Here's the dish to Curry. Passes it to Cousins. Thompson from long range. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. Thompson against Smith. Thompson sets the pick for Smith. The screen from Thompson. Here's Sexton. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Clever and confident in that pick and roll. Sexton's decision-making in these sets has really improved.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Sexton. Curry passes it to Green. Second chance shot. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and they're just hitting 20% of their shots. It's a rough start to this game.
Thompson, a screen on Durant. Here's Hood. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
And what it looks like now, guys, their confidence is growing, and so is this lead.
But they can't just sit back and enjoy it. They need to keep up the momentum.
Now here's Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And Rodney Hood getting traded last season in part because, Greg, he was due for a big contract this last summer.
And you just knew Hood would be a player a lot of teams threw offers at this year. Rare to find guards as tall as Hood who can shoot the way he can, just entering his prime. And the contract this team gave him might be a bit of a gamble, but it's one that could pay off in a huge way if he keeps improving.
Sexton's shot is good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. He's checked in for Durant. Cedi Osman, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Warriors trail by 9. Pass to Iguodala. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And Thompson kicks to Iguodala. 5 to shoot. Cousins with a screen on Hood. Here's Iguodala. No good off the front iron. And here are the Cavaliers. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Here's Osman. He dishes it to Sexton. Love at the elbow. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The shot by Sexton, no good.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
Greg, you look at the lineup for the reigning champs. When healthy, this team starts 5 all-star players at every position.
And even with Boogie coming back from a devastating injury, this team is scary. People immediately called it the best team ever assembled. Credit the front office, but the Warriors players still have to prove they are the best ever on the floor.
Things that all great fast break teams have in common.
The biggest thing, Kevin, is that you have committed runners on the wing. Point guards, their vision of the floor, their peripheral vision, they're always looking for guys. If they have guys committed to, once the ball is rebounded by their team, that their first 2 steps are hard and they're filling the lanes, then excitement and opportunities for highlights are coming.
Running with a purpose.
Running with a purpose, running ahead of the ball, and then...
Oh!
No way. Well, that's what Tristan Thompson does best, just working the glass and working the D over.
Thompson outside. Passes to Durant. Screen by Cousins. Durant using the pick, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Well, nice choice by KD. Creates just the right amount of space coming off the screen, and then that sweet, sweet string music.
Love with the screen for Sexton. It's stolen by Green. Outside Durant. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Well, despite his outward demeanor, Durant plays with so much passion, takes the hit, still able to convert.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the game here.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
Hood kicks to Sexton. 6 on the shot clock. Jumper off the screen. Jump shot is good.
A dangerous scorer from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm.
To the paint, Cousins. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Cousins has got his first points of the game.
Bit of a picture-perfect start here to this game. They've connected on all 3 looks.
Love with the screen for Sexton. To the paint. Fades. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Thompson up top, covered by Smith. Cousins with a screen on Love. Green passes to Cousins. Shot clock at 6. Here's Durant, and it's Golden State with another. The Warriors' Steve Kerr, the fastest coach in major American sports history to 250 wins. Brent, he gave all the credit to his players. But you talk about what makes him special.
Well, I think Steve just really timed it right in terms of when it was he was going to approach the next phase of his life, waiting for his children to be in a good place, waiting for him mentally to be in a spot where he was going to take over a talented team and put his imprint on it. His experience in Phoenix in the front office, teaching him about what it takes to move players around and make trades. Just a proper approach and the proper timing for Steve to take over a basketball club, and then to bring all of what he learned from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson to the table, along with a lot of his own. And I think Steve thought long and hard and prepared himself on a lot of levels about what the job was going to be for him. We've seen that play out rather nicely in the last few years.
Hood against Durant. Hood kicks to Sexton. Love outside. Green with the rebound.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. In recent seasons, Draymond Green's three-point percentage has tailed off a bit. Brent, is that a cause for concern?
It'd be a cause for concern if the three other guys around him weren't burying threes the way that they do. So not too much. Draymond Green does so much more on the floor that making threes are pretty much a cherry on top of all the defensive things that he does to disrupt, all the playmaking things he does to get guys involved. So he's a very unique.
Hood. And it's Sexton in at the point. Curry kicks to Green. Back to Curry. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
You can't overcommit when Green has the ball. He'll make you pay by finding the open teammate.
Sexton with it. Here's Hood. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Look, high percentage looking tight. It's hard to miss that one.
And the pass to Cousins. Kicks to Durant. Back to Cousins. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Fighting through fouls and converting. You gotta love the aggressiveness of Cousins.
And guys, Cousins blindsided fans and players alike by going to Golden State this past offseason. Cousins knew he'd have to take a prove-it type deal when he entered free agency after that Achilles tear. The deal with the Warriors was put together and finalized fast, and kudos to the Warriors front office for striking when the iron was hot.
You got to respect Love's ability to make that pass. I mean, a sensational look from the big fella.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Sexton. Curry passes to Thompson. Cousins with a screen on Hood. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Thompson. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
A quick, concise, fluid stroke. What else do you want from a jump shot? Klay Thompson.
Now, here's Sexton. Guarded by Curry. And here's Sexton. He kicks it to Love. Inside. The shot by Sexton, no good.
It doesn't take much to impact his shot. I mean, even at point-blank range.
Green. That one a little long.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
The putback. It's rebounded by...